tradition unlike any other. One of the best entrances in all of college football. The series has lived up to the hype over the last decade and a half. Games decided by about a touchdown. And a man who brings his own brand of passion, Shawn Elliott on the sideline for South Carolina. Oh, it should be a fun one today here in Knoxville. Welcome, everybody. Tom Hart alongside Heisman winner Andre Ware. Last year, an absolute thriller. Tennessee was left for dead, the greatest comeback in school history to pull out an overtime win. One reason, big reason, South Carolina had a 3-touchdown lead in that game. Pharoh Cooper, as good as he's been in his career, he was at his best last year in this game.
Simply dynamic in last year's ball game. Found ways to get in the end zone, 4 to be exact. He did it on the ground, Tom, a dynamic runner. Went back to his high school days when he was a quarterback. He threw a touchdown pass, and then it was on the end of 2 receiving touchdowns. They want to get him the football early and often in this game. All it takes is a small window. He can break a game wide open.
Well, they showed some offense last week at Texas A&M, 21 in the first half, primarily without Pharoh Cooper. He's the key for them. 2 big keys for Tennessee. Their quarterback, Josh Dobbs, has been magnificent, and Jalen Hurd, the guy next to him in the backfield.
Yeah, Dobbs has gotten himself better as a passer, but they do it on the ground as a duo. Teams load the box, 7, 8 defenders in a box. Jalen Hurd, he can get it done between the tackles. Outside, he bounces, runs, and he has enough speed to hit the home run for you. Josh Dobbs continuing to develop as a passer, a dynamic, powerful runner with a football when they run quarterback runs.
It has been an up-and-down season here on Rocky Top. They have 4 losses. In all 4 of them, Tennessee held a 4th quarter lead. For more on that, let's take you down to the field and say hello to Laura Rundage.
The early struggle galvanized us. That's the way Butch Jones described how his team has dealt with close losses this season. And after the Arkansas loss, Josh Dobbs saw his guys affected by outside negativity, especially social media. So he called a special Sunday meeting after that game. And Butch Jones said you could feel the tension when you walked in that room that night, but his message was simple. We're a really good football team, and don't let anyone tell you differently. They left that room, and they said they felt a change among the team. Josh Dobbs said they were ready to fight after that meeting.
Laura, thank you. And despite all the heartbreak this season for Tennessee, last-second losses to the likes of Oklahoma, a lead loss against Arkansas, the just kick in the gut on the road against Florida. This is still a team coached by Butch Jones that could get to 8, maybe 9 wins with a bowl win. And that would be a good season here in Knoxville.
Yeah, Tom, still a relatively young football team. Butch Jones has played 40 freshmen in the last 2 years that have gotten significant playing time. A lot of expectations coming into this season, but remember, this is still a young Tennessee football team.
South Carolina won the toss. They've elected to defer. Landon Ard will kick it off. Earlier this week, Stephen Elliott said, why are people kicking to Evan Berry? He's got 3 returns for touchdowns this season, including the opening kick against Arkansas. First time a Vol did that since the great Willie Gault.
Leads the nation in kick return average at 42.6. And is first in UT career average at 36.5. He can get it. He can change the field for Tennessee in a hurry.
They have a chance from the checkerboard. Berry nearly slipped through. As it is, he's brought down by the kicker after a 33-yard return, and that's where Josh Dobbs will set up camp for the Volunteers. Dobbs last year had his coming out party against South Carolina. 301 yards through the air, 166 on the ground with 3 touchdowns, leading Tennessee to that remarkable comeback. At one point, with 5 minutes to go in the game, they had a 0.9% chance to win, but when they did. First play goes to Jalen Hurd. We take a look at the starters for Tennessee.
Yeah, Jalen Hurd, you're going to see him a lot. A pounder in between the tackles, can get it done on the outside. Josh Malone had a fantastic game last week against Kentucky. 4 receptions, over 100 yards and a touchdown. He can get deep in a hurry.
After a 5-yard gain on first down, bobbled snap, Dobbs recovers, fires it to Alvin Kamara. He's got the sideline. And a positive play for Tennessee on one of those plays that looked shaky at the outset. A gain of 19 as we take a look at the starters on D for South Carolina.
Yeah, as South Carolina goes defensively, it's Sky Moore. Leads the team in tackles for a 3rd consecutive year. Isaiah Johnson on the back end. Extremely consistent player. Going to be asked to do a lot in terms of run support as well as pass defense.
Back to the ground game. Hurd again. Hurd has been so consistent, Andre, inside the tackles, outside the tackles, and he's one of those guys that seems to have his strength in the 4th quarter when everyone else gets tired.
Yeah, inside the tackles, Tom, averaging 4.2 yards per carry and has scored 4 touchdowns. Outside, 4.8 yards per carry and 5 touchdowns, just about identical in production.
He's from Hendersonville, Tennessee, huge Eddie George fan growing up. Dobbs on play action. Fires to Hurd. That was a long throw, and it results in a Tennessee first down. A gain of 9. Accuracy is a key for Dobbs.
Yeah, he's really worked on his footwork in the offseason. You'll see here, watch him whip the hips around, square up, and throw a nice ball out in front to Hurd, where he can catch it, and his momentum takes him up the field.
Opening drive for the Volunteers. Kamara in the backfield. The Alabama transfer has room on the left side. A lot of green in front and finally tripped up after a gain of 22. DJ Smith credited with the tackle.
Yeah, it's a lot with in terms of Kamara running the football on the outside, but it takes a willingness to block on the edges to make this play go. Watch 15, Jawan Jennings, the freshman receiver, true freshman receiver out in front, making a nice block.
Hurd trying to shove the pile forward, muscles his way to 4, running behind this offensive line. It was ineffective last season. Talking with Mike DeVore, the offensive coordinator, he said this is the biggest improvement on our team. The big guys up front, and they've had to shuffle 3 different starting lineups up front over the last 3 games.
Yeah, they can really run block, and you have 2 dynamic runners, as we talked about at the top with Dobbs and Hurd, who it makes them lethal offensively.
Hurd's got it, and South Carolina sniffs that one out. First loss of the day. Holloman and Dukes combined for a 1-yard loss in Hurd.
Yeah, look for Tennessee to come back a formation similar to what they ran there, and Josh Dobbs would have walked into the end zone. So keep an eye on a fake underneath to Jalen Hurd and Dobbs to keep the football here.
He gave it to Kamara this time, trying to stretch, and he got a key block from Hurd. Touchdown run, Alvin Kamara from 4 yards out.
Ferguson, the left tackle, going to block down. You get a nice block on the edge, a kick out by Jalen Hurd. Makes it look easy for Kamara.
4th touchdown run of the season with a 3rd-year sophomore from Norcross, Georgia. Opening drive, a success for Tennessee. And on that entire drive, 8 plays covering 67 yards. I don't think Josh Dobbs got hit once. He stays fresh, and Tennessee up early. Kamara following Jalen Hurd into the end zone. Vols coaching staff happy. Where the Volunteers have an early lead. Back home in Neyland and a 7-0 advantage. Last year, this was a thriller. I knew we were in for something special. There was snow on the ground in South Carolina, day of the game. Brandon Wilds hit a 70-yard touchdown run. That was a 42-28 lead at the time. Tennessee's hopes were dim. Oh, but Josh Dobbs came alive. He went to the air, 2 passing touchdowns, 3 rushing touchdowns, and when Tennessee was left for dead, they found a way to come back. We asked Butch Jones about that yesterday. He said simply, Friday, we went in for our walkthrough. It was the coldest day of the year thus far for Tennessee. He said it was cold, it was rainy. I look out, all of our defenders are out there shirtless, embracing the weather and embracing the challenge. Here's Sean Carson on the return for South Carolina. Out to the 19 maybe.
not my way of showing you how tough I am.
It's
It's about being smart on a cold day when you're out in those elements.
It was about emotion, and that's certainly what South Carolina's playing with now. Under their interim head coach, Sean Elliott, formerly the offensive line coach, took over for Tennessee native Steve Spurrier at the helm, and he's brought some fun to the program. Music throughout every practice, and Perry Orth led an effective offense last week. 21 points in the first half against Texas A&M, a season high. Orth had a key quarterback draw. He opens with Brandon Wilds and David Williams in the backfield with him. This is Wilds, and he picks up 4. Here are the starters for the Gamecocks.
Yeah, right on cue. Brandon Wilds going to play a big part in this game. 128 yards and 2 touchdowns last week against Texas A&M. And Pharoh Cooper on the outside, their do-it-all playmaker, a dynamic player who South Carolina needs to get him more touches than 6 that he had a week ago against Texas A&M.
He motioned to the backfield and slipped. Instead, straight ahead to Wilds again. Perhaps a little option off that play. First down for the Gamecocks. And the starters defensively for Tennessee.
Yeah, Jalen Reeves-Maybin, an outside linebacker, is having an outstanding season in the absence of Kurt Magid. He leads the team in tackles with 73. And then Cameron Sutton, their best cover man on the outside, will have the task at times of taking on Pharoh Cooper on the outside.
You mentioned Cooper's touches last week, only 6 out of 67 plays for South Carolina on offense. And here's what they'll do with Perry Orth, a check to the sideline to set the offense.
Yeah,
defensive coordinator John Jancic said we have to hide our coverages when this happens.
Well, we'll give a look, and then when we see them look over, we won't be in the same spot when they looked initially.
They let the play clock get all the way down to 1. Wilds only finds 2, stopped by Kendall Vickers.
You know, Tom, last week, South Carolina goes down to Texas A&M. They didn't flinch, put together a drive of their own and got themselves right back in the ball game. They can quiet this crowd, another hostile environment, noisy crowd that's very involved. Just play within the structure. No need at this point to get away from what you're going to do in the game plan, and that's to run the football with some play action behind it.
Cooper into the backfield again. Look to swing it to him, and they go the opposite way on the screen. Incomplete. Tried to find David Williams. So far, Pharoh Cooper just window dressing on this opening drive.
Yeah, but Derek Barnett forced the quick throw from Perry Orth, who was trying to set up a screen to David Williams, and it was the pressure of Barnett that threw the entire timing of the play off. And he's feeling that lick a little bit.
Yeah, he's struggling. It's a soggy field. Rain all day yesterday here in East Tennessee, and again most of this morning, but we should be dry through the air for the entirety of this game. 3rd down and 8. Four-man rush. Room up the middle. Took off late. Got swallowed up by Corey Vereen.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Just a little bit late. If he runs when it first opens up, watch the hole in front of Perry Orth. There's going to be a nice crease right here for him to run. Right now is when you pull it down and take off. He hesitates, waits just a little bit too long, and Vereen sheds a block and makes the play. Allen Knott had him tied up initially. I think Perry Orth may have picked up the first down.
Sean Kelly to kick it away. Cameron Sutton has been magnificent in the return game this season. And a long one against Kentucky last Saturday night, but won't have a chance here. Second possession for Josh Dobbs, and that
controls their own destiny. They went out to go to the SEC championship game.
By the way, congratulations to Austin Harden hitting that field goal for Florida. Here's Hurd. And that's outside the tackles, Andre, as we suggested. First series, he can do both.
Yeah, nice block. Nice blocking up front by the entire left side. Kyler Curvis on the left tackle opens up the hole really to get Hurd through there. And I just continue to be impressed with him as a 6'4", 240-pound back. We got a chance to see them early in the season against Bowling Green. Got himself off to a great start. Big power back with speed. He is impressive. Just a sophomore.
Had a great game against Kentucky. Turned on the power in the second half. Tennessee trying to speed it up, and that one's a drop from Josh Smith. And when you're a guy like Josh Dobbs, 59% completion percentage, Butch Jones and the coaching staff want in this in this offense, that to be a higher number, you got to get some help every now and then.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, he can't throw it and then run out there and catch it. That one is just, that's on Josh Smith. You hit you in the face mask, you got to hold on to that baby.
They've been great on third down all season. Pocket got tight. He's able to deliver, and Smith with the hands this time for a first down. And Al Harris Jr. wanted to push off there to gain a 13.
Yeah, and I like coming back to a guy that just dropped one. Just put it on the ground. Nice comeback route on the outside. Work in the pocket. This is really where Josh Dobbs has gotten better. Working inside the pocket, staying patient. You know, he's athletic. He could take off with it at any time, but what does he work the pocket and keep those eyes down the field?
And we talked to him about that yesterday. So many throws against Kentucky came in what you may call a dirty pocket, kind of collapsing around him, walls coming down. And he said the key was you've got to practice that. That's about working on it in the summer, not just setting up and having a clean pocket and a clean throw.
And it's about having confidence in your offensive line as well, that they're not going to allow someone to come free on him. He's got the confidence to stand in there and make decisions like this.
He's got his man, Von Pearson. 37-yard touchdown strike.
It's the play fake, Tom, that holds the linebackers, and then it allowed Pearson to get behind the secondary. Watch the linebackers step up. Sky Moore steps up, and that's all it takes. There's a window behind the linebackers. The safety's on the other side of the field. It's easy throw and catch from Josh Dobbs to Pearson.
That was Pearson's first touchdown of the season. Aaron Medley for the extra point. It's good. Tennessee has scored on each of its first 2 possessions. That time eating up 75 yards. Dobbs with his 12th touchdown pass of the year. The Volunteers have a 2-touchdown lead. The orange-clad folks are happy to this start. 14-0. Tennessee leads South Carolina. Welcome back, Tom Hart, Andre Ware. This is really danger zone for South Carolina. Since Steve Spurrier left, they had the emotion. They've been playing with a lot of emotion, but when you get behind like this,
well, it takes you out of your game plan a little bit, and all that emotion now becomes concern, pressure, starting to mount on the offense to deliver to keep them in the game. Now, last week against Texas A&M, they were able to fight themselves back, get back in the ball game, and made it a ball game for 60 minutes pretty much. But here you're on the road again at Tennessee, a very good, explosive offensive football team where the pressure's starting to mount for Perry Orth, Brandon Wiles, Vero Cooper, who has yet to touch the football for South Carolina.
It's such a unique challenge for Sean Elliott to keep his team up and keep the spirits high. I asked him this week, how do you do it? He said, well, it's who I am. I'm always a high-energy guy. He's one of 5 current interim coaches in Power 5 conference football this season. I mean, Illinois, Maryland, Miami, Minnesota,
that emotion,
Southern Cal.
Yeah, that emotion's easy when you're in the game or you're leading games and things of that sort. But it's hard to keep that 60 minutes, on a Saturday, all during the week. You know, it starts to dip and drop after a while. And players feel it when it does. So I like head coaches that were even keeled. You know, you get the same exact thing all the time from them. And the teams seem to play as the head coaches go.
And let's not forget, this would be Sean Elliott's dream job should he hold it and Ray Tanner hire him. And while that might seem like a long shot, the bottom line is he has a unique opportunity that no other candidates have.
Yeah.
He's got a half a season or so
to audition.
This is the longest interview process you could ask for.
It really is, and it's how the players respond to him. Can he string together a couple of wins? We were just talking before we came on the air just how tough this South Carolina schedule is. I mean, last week at Texas A&M, this week at Tennessee, next week Florida. It's a tough interview.
Good pressure from Tennessee. David Williams has nowhere to go. Owen Williams cross-bodied him. It's a loss of 1.
You got to find a way to get number 11 the ball. He can't go this long. There he is coming around, and he's just been, kind of a a guy that's just been in play fakes for most of this ball game. That is the most dynamic player on the offense. Get him the football.
Third down, 11. Seventh play for South Carolina today. 0 touches for number 11. Orth looks left. Nothing doing.
Well, Perry Orth had his mind made up. There were about 3 or 4 orange jerseys to that side of the football, and it was a double screen, an outlet to Brandon Wiles left and Pharoh Cooper. You see him here setting the screen to come back inside right. Look at all the jerseys. You're outnumbered going into the short side of it. Give Cooper an opportunity right there. You know, it's one or the other. Count numbers and make a decision, and you can start to see the frustration with Pharoh Cooper as well.
Cameron Sutton, third in the nation, better than 20 yards a punt return. Will have to take this one off a hop if he wants to. And that one will take a South Carolina roll all the way to the 30. And Sean Kelly with a 48-yard punt. 6:13 remaining in the first quarter. We talked about the danger zone. Now you go 3 and out. You give the ball back to Tennessee's offense, which has really been cruising lately. They had a great game last week against Kentucky. Pharoh Cooper, no touches. Now you give it back to Dobbs and Hurd. And if you're down 21-0, Katie barred the door. I don't know if South Carolina has the firepower to come back.
Yeah, I agree with you. And we have yet to see the quarterback power game, the power run game from Tennessee with Josh Dobbs. But at this rate, I don't know that we need to. The success they're having with Hurd and Kamara.
Dobbs keeps it for the first time. Gets ridden down from behind. The ball came loose. South Carolina thinks they have a takeaway. This would be a game changer.
This could be a field position change and a quick strike, and it is. South Carolina's football.
4th fumble for Josh Dobbs this season.
You see here, we just talked about the quarterback run game, and the ball indeed is out before the knee comes down. You see it right here, starting to come out. It is out before the left knee touches. This will be South Carolina's ball. Every play is reviewed. We'll take a look at this one, but it'll be South Carolina's football. And this is where, Tom, anybody that knows me knows I'm going up top.
Yep.
Right here.
You're going checkerboard, maybe
on a quick change and a turnover, you dial it up and try to go get this game a little bit closer.
TJ Gurley with the fumble recovery. Play action. Orth bobbled it for a moment. Cooper nearly picked. Justin Martin jumped it. We got a flag.
And I think it's a defenseless player. I don't know if the helmet's met.
But Cooper's still down. Brian Randolph, the free safety, came in to lay the lick. Remember, Tennessee's already dealing with a targeting issue. Emmanuel Mosley, the cornerback, is sitting out the first half of this game for a targeting foul, second half against Kentucky.
Yeah, they go to a safety high in a corner, rolled up to that side, and Randolph got a running start at Pharoh Cooper.
Personal foul, late hit with targeting, defense number 37. It's a 15-yard penalty. The play is under review.
It will be a personal foul late hit regardless of if targeting is confirmed by video replay. That was why the language from Matt Austin was so important.
Oh yeah, Mr. Randolph's done for the day. That is helmet to helmet about as clean as you can determine it. I mean, right there. And it doesn't have to be the helmet, the shoulder pad to the helmet will do it as well.
Forcible contact above the head to the head and neck area. You know, I got to wonder, though, watching that play from Brian Randolph, take the targeting out of it. It's a personal foul late hit regardless. What's he thinking? You just can't blow up a guy like that.
Yeah, not in today's game.
And so if the targeting foul is upheld, Brian Randolph will be gone for the rest of this game. And they'll be without, for the next quarter and 6 minutes, they'll be without 2 key players in the Tennessee secondary. Here's the call.
After review, ruling on the field is confirmed. Number 37 is disqualified.
That's That's the absolute correct call. The fans here don't have to like it, but that's clearly obvious to the rule book. Let's take another look here. Ball's thrown. And he is defenseless. Ball's not there. And it's the shoulder into the helmet that does it.
New quarterback Lorenzo Nunez, freshman from Kennesaw, Georgia, got a couple starts early. First snap for him since the Missouri game. He's a great runner, but bothered by shoulder injuries, and he can't get out of the backfield. It's a loss of 2. Malik Foreman with the tackle.
Got the scoring started last week in the red zone for South Carolina on a nice little end around. They flipped it to him, and it was designed to be a pass, and he decided to keep it with no one open and got himself into the end zone. So they're looking for a spark again down here around the 20-yard line from Lorenzo Nunez.
He's got Brandon Wilds next to him. Wilds tried to cut it back inside and ran right into Owen Williams, a senior from Macon, Georgia. Had a great game against Alabama, and he's in on another stop. That one a loss of 1.
Yeah, JC transfer, who was a second-team All-American selection at Butler Community College. He is a nasty, nasty player inside to run off.
My man benches 600 pounds.
That's a few plates, man. That's all I know.
That's a Volkswagen. Perry Orth back in at quarterback. To throw, pressured, dropped. Turf gave out, and it saved him from taking a hit from Derek Barnett.
Couple of coaching points right here, Tom. Get rid of the football, and you can't take the sack. You've got 3 points in your back pocket. You know on third down, pressure's coming. You have to get rid of this football and save the field position to make it an easier field goal attempt for Elliott Fry, whose range is about 50 yards and in, but it was certainly a chip shot. Now it's a little bit of work here.
46 from the right hash, as long as 52. And this one will stay right. Footing is going to be an issue, I think, for the rest of this game. South Carolina has... Tennessee leads South Carolina 14-0, and that last possession, Pharoh Cooper took a shot to the head. For more on that, let's check in with Laura Rutledge.
Tom, Cooper's going through concussion testing on the South Carolina sideline with the athletic trainers. They've been asking him questions and doing a few balance tests, and he's been rubbing his head throughout. I'll keep you updated on anything else that happens down here with Cooper.
On that play, Brian Randolph was ejected from the game for targeting. The hill is already steep for South Carolina offensively, and Cooper nowhere near his helmet. And you know, it's easy from where we sit to see that discussion. That doesn't look like a guy that's coming back in the game, especially based on what Laura said.
Not anytime soon. I mean, if he's rubbing his head and they have the helmet, I'll expect him back in this game is maybe before halftime.
Here's Jalen Hurd, tripped up by Al Harris. Gain of 15.
It's just amazing. I keep referring to it. The ability to move at that size, and he doesn't give you a whole lot in terms of a target to hit. He can get low. He's big lower body, so you try to go low on him, as the defender Al Harris did there, and boy, he makes it tough.
3, and the product out of Thomas Aquinas in Fort Lauderdale will be helped directly to the locker room.
He played at one of the best programs in the country in high school.
We step. John Hope's running out of players. His team trails 14-0, and defensively, South Carolina just lost another guy, Al Harris Jr., trying to stop Jalen Hurd.
Yeah, he tries to go low, and you can see the quad of Jalen Hurd catching Al Harris right on the shoulder.
A couple of defenders for South Carolina didn't make the trip. Rashad Fenton due to academics, and defensive end Cedric Cooper, coach's decision. They were both left back in Columbia. Hurd for 6 that time, and he is just melting his way through the South Carolina defense. Not good against the run. 111th in the country are the Gamecocks.
That's a frustrating way to play a football game when you can't stop the run. I mean, basically, you're at the mercy of this offense of Tennessee.
Kyler Murray had a remarkable game in his first start. The Texas A&M freshman quarterback last week in College Station. He had 379 yards of offense and 156 on the ground.
A couple of different ways of going about it. It was more of a finesse type of way of running the football that Kyler Murray presented. This is just brute strength from Jalen Hurd.
Dobbs takes it himself. Can't get the edge. They string him out, and T.J. Gurley, the senior from Cairo, Georgia, with the stop. It's a gain of 4, and that's going to pick up a first down.
Because you do so much off the run game in Tennessee's offense. The play-action pass where it saw him hit Von Pearson for a touchdown. There, I thought he faked me out, and I thought Hurd had the ball, and all of a sudden Dobbs comes out and picks up the first down. So many elements.
Dobbs fires a wobbler, trying to find Josh Smith. Second misfire for Dobbs. He's 4 for 6 to start this game. When Butch Jones came to Knoxville and installed this offense, he reiterated how important it was to have a quarterback who could be accurate. Zach Caleros, his quarterback at Cincinnati, set the Bearcats school record. Now with Dobbs, they may not have that, but the trade-off is you've got a guy that can run. And that one was on the mark to Pearson. It's a second drop for Tennessee wideout. So you're giving up a little bit of something with Dobbs, but you're gaining a lot when you talk about his running skills.
Yeah, in terms of playmaking ability and just raw talent, you take it. And quite honestly, you're not going to throw for a high percentage if guys keep putting it on the ground.
So true. On 3rd and 10, late decision to take off with it, and he got dragged down by Dante Sawyer and company. Picks up 5. We'll see what Tennessee does here inside the 4.
Nice job by T.J. Holloman as well. You see him coming on a blitz in the middle of the screen, able to double back and then help out on bringing down Josh Dobbs. Tennessee going to elect to try to punt South Carolina into some trouble here and change the field position.
Trevor Daniel out of Dixon, Tennessee.
Well, look who's back in the
How
game.
about that? Pharoh Cooper has returned.
Found that helmet.
Gotta be, I gotta admit, I'm a little bit surprised he's back this soon, if at all. He wants a fair catch, and he takes it inside the 10. Just because you're not home on Saturday doesn't mean you can't watch college. Hooked up watching these games. So Perry Orth back at quarterback for South Carolina. Started at Georgia and LSU. Started last week at Texas A&M, and we'll see if they can get it to Pharoh Cooper now.
One tough young man. Pharoh Cooper back in the game already. Didn't think we'd see him the rest of the first half. Already back in there.
Sean Carson straight ahead. Room to run past the logo. And just shy of the 30, Darren Kirkland Jr. brings him down. Gain of 18.
Yeah, a couple of nice blocks by 75 Will Sport and 74 Mason Zandy, the right tackle. They push everything down inside. It allowed a nice little cutback lane for Sean Carson, who got basically changed the field position for South Carolina.
Cooper, top of your screen. On the ground again. Big lick. And a gain of 1. Let's check in with Laura.
Before this possession, Pharoh Cooper was throwing and catching the football on the sideline under the watchful eye of the South Carolina athletic trainers. And they asked him, "Are you feeling okay?" He turned around and said yes. But I will say, guys, as this was going on, he was shaking his head around quite a bit. So something to keep an eye on. Also, Al Harris, they are evaluating his shoulder in the locker room.
All right, Laura, thank you. That was a very quick return to get through the concussion protocol for Cooper. Orth will roll out. Now he'll tuck and run. Remember, he had that long one last week against Texas A&M. They really changed the dynamics of that game on a 3rd down.
There, nothing available down the field, and he's a willing runner. He rushed for 64 yards and had a touchdown run last week against A&M. Jarrell Adams threw him a nice block and got him to 3rd and 3. Now remember, this is when Tennessee will show a little zone and bring some pressure. That's John Jancic's MO. They'll show you a little zone and bring some pressure from the linebacking crew. There it comes.
That's Todd Kelly coming in with the blitz. And maybe Sean Carson got it. Needed 3. Jalen Reeves-Maybin in for the stop for Tennessee.
He's 5th in the SEC in tackles per game. Reeves-Maybin, and had a chance to visit with him yesterday, and Very, very impressive young man.
By the way, I talked to his cousin, Cameron Maben, center fielder for the Atlanta Braves today. Cameron knew all of his stats, Andre. He said, I know exactly where my guy ranks throughout the entire league. Very talented family, and it starts in many ways with Jalen's father. And you're going to love hearing that story. We've got one quarter in the books. Tennessee leads South Carolina 14-0. Ball's back home, and the home fans happy. Couple of rushing touchdowns and some key injuries for the Gamecocks. This story continues after this. Throughout his high school years, Jalen Reeves Maben was known simply as Jalen Reeves. The Tennessee linebacker added the last name later in his life to honor his dad and the rest of his family. His dad, Marcus Maben, was a standout basketball player at the University of Louisville for Denny Crum. He was a 1,600-point scorer. In fact, Jalen was around a lot of those games. He told us yesterday, I remember being in the arena. I remember the Cardinal coming down from the ceiling. And I remember Denny Crum walking to his car in the parking lot, still with that folded-up program in his hand. Took it all the way with him to the car. Lorenzo Nunez at quarterback now, as South Carolina has a fresh set of downs, and Farrell Cooper will join him in the backfield.
This is an opportunity to get Cooper the football right here.
On the touch, Maben and company in on the stop. Darren Kirkland, first man there. Marcus Maben's story doesn't end on the basketball court. When he was playing overseas in 2003, he came back home for a while and was involved in a motorcycle accident. Since that date, he's been paralyzed from the waist down. That's when Jalen was in 3rd grade. We asked Jalen how his dad's accident affected him. He said, for so long, my dad and my uncle, they both told me they were supermen. They were invincible, and I believed it. That changed my outlook on a lot of things. And one of the things he told us yesterday, Andre, is that he doesn't take any single day for granted.
Yeah, he knows, and there's inspiration there. He doesn't have to look far for him. And he says, you know, his dad hasn't complained one time since the accident, hadn't seen him or asked the question, why me? He just deals with it, and he doesn't take a snap for granted. He's an impressive young man that we thoroughly enjoyed visiting with yesterday.
3rd down and 6. Orth at quarterback now. Sean Elliott's going the Steve Spurrier route, rotating different quarterbacks. Tennessee magnificent defensively on 3rd down all year long. Play clock at 1. Orth wide open, and they hit it on the sideline to DJ Neal. Longest play of the day for the Gamecocks. Neal got past Sutton before being brought down, a gain of 31.
Yeah, 4-star recruit to South Carolina, gets himself open, cover 2. There's not a flat threat, so the corner to that side, Sutton turns and runs, but it's a little bit too late. Neal does a nice job of sitting down in the hole.
Orth lost his footing on this soggy sod here at Neyland.
There's a nice soft spot behind the corner and before you get to the safety, and it's got to be a drill shot. Perry Orth did a nice job drilling that ball in to DJ Neal, who's a true freshman receiver that's really, really starting to come on for South Carolina.
2nd down, 11. South Carolina will shorten this game. They're letting the play clock lead just about every snap. Into single digits here. Movement left side.
It's going to be Brandon Shell. He had a couple of these last week against Texas A&M.
False start, 71 offense, 5-yard penalty, still 2nd down.
You get Myles Garrett lined up across from you one week. You get Derek Barnett the next week. It's going to continue the life of an SEC offensive line.
Well, it'll make you a better player, that's for sure. And you know, you don't expect him to do that. He's a 4-year starter, preseason 3rd-team All-SEC pick. Been a good player for South Carolina for a long time.
Complete to Terry Gujar. Let's check in with Dari back in the studio.
Seen in Oxford.
Thunder up. His Uncle Jim never ran like that. 3rd down and 2, and Tennessee stuffs it.
The big fella in the middle, Owen Williams, Sheds a block and just about took the handoff. Watch him work inside. 58, right in the middle of your screen. Right in there, holding the point of attack. Sheds Allen Knott. And right into the front door of Brandon Wiles. I mean, just stops him cold.
That's the 6th tackle behind the line of scrimmage for Tennessee. 3 of them belong to the big fella, Owen Williams. 4th and 4. And South Carolina turns it over on downs. Wiles ran into Derek Barnett.
Just scratching my head on the play call. 4th and 4.
4th and 4. You want to see something different.
Exactly. I'm attacking the edges. You allow for penetration. And once again, Tennessee stops South.
Story this week with Marty Smith. He was at a bar in Youngstown, Ohio, and he was a Michigan State assistant coach with Bob Stoops, the uncle of the Oklahoma coach. The bar got robbed by a man with a shotgun. Neither Stoops nor Saban had any idea. They were too busy drawing up football plays.
Never looked up.
Big one for Bama tonight, obviously. Tennessee got the ball back after stoning South Carolina on this 4th down play.
Let's go back and take a look. The strength of the defense inside. Oh, boy.
We got fisticuffs. Jawan Jennings, a former quarterback, got into it, and this is one of those instances where they're going to take a long look at this replay and see who was throwing punches and how.
He's got to leave because his helmet came off, so he's got to step aside for a play, and it may be a little more than that after the officials get through sorting this thing out.
There's a hand to the face and the retaliation.
No punch thrown.
More than a shove.
Rico McWilliams, the corner, going to rough up the true freshman.
Following the play, unsportsmanlike conduct, number 15 of the offense. Unsportsmanlike conduct, number 1 of the defense.
Yeah.
Those fouls offset. The 2nd downs. That's the first unsportsmanlike conduct for both players.
That's a great job by the officials sorting it out, getting both guys that were involved in that. Take one more look at this and just blocking down the field, and both guys refusing to give.
They're lucky, both sides lucky, that they didn't extend and actually throw a punch.
Nice, friendly.
Spice it up a
Yeah,
little bit.
no doubt about it.
2nd and 4, the swing to Hurd. It's past Isaiah Johnson and picks up, I believe they're going to mark him just at the 40.
Yeah, going back to my point on that 4th down call, the strength was inside the defensive line. Owen Williams, Vickers, and then Barnett, who made the tackle. I don't mind going for it. It's just the selection of going into the teeth of Tennessee's defense. Get outside on the perimeter where you got, a quarterback run option or maybe pitch the football.
Here's Alvin Kamara. And that might be something, Andre, that was drawn up early in the week because the interior of Tennessee's defensive line hasn't been their strength this season, but it certainly is today.
They are today. That's my point exactly. Owen Williams is playing like a grown man inside.
One of the reasons the Tennessee coaches think maybe Derek Barnett's numbers are down. Yeah, they're missing Kurt Magip, but they haven't gotten much push from the interior. Dobbs, deep ball, broken up, nearly picked. Chris Lamons playing in Al Harris's spot since the shoulder injury. Broke up the ball intended for Josh Smith.
I like the block, the blitz pickup. They bring the corner blitz from the short side of the field, and John Hoke loves to do that. And I think it may have been Jalen Hurd who picks up the corner to that side to give Dobbs an opportunity to get the ball down the field. You got to be a player even when the ball's not in your hands.
Dobbs gets a good look at the defense here. On 3rd and 10. Strike delivered.
Nice.
Caught by Josh Smith. Gain of 14.
Nice job of working the pocket. He's every bit of 6'3", maybe a hair under 6'4", Josh Dobbs. and he uses it. And is standing tall in the pocket, allows you to see everything down the field, and boy, can he push it when he needs to.
To the curl. Nice grab. Jauan Jennings. Gain of 5.
Still trying to mix it up a little bit, like Williams and Jennings. Like this, it'll be something to keep an eye on the remainder of the game. Those two going at it.
Eight of 12 start for Dobbs.
You got what you want up top. One-on-one coverage.
Alvin Kamara picks up 2. That'll leave 3rd and 3.
He's so dangerous, Tom, at exploiting the edges and speed to get outside. And they're not afraid to run him between the tackles. Kamara really had a nice opening to the season. His run for coming in, now 375 yards, and you see the average, 6.5 yards per carry. Explosive player.
Had a $144 against Bowling Green, most in school history for a first game ever. Tennessee 4 of 5 on 3rd down today.
Oh boy, young freshman Jennings. Gonna back this up. It'll be
False start. 15 offense. 5-yard penalty. Still 3rd down.
just caught him, and he was looking right down inside at the ball as well. Young man that was a high school quarterback that can really run. He's made a nice transition here at Tennessee in a short period of time to receiver. We got numbers favoring the bottom of the screen and bringing more.
Dobbs will take off. Shed a man to get another 3 yards. Dante Sawyer stops him. It'll be a gain of 5.
Well, what it does is it will make it decision time for Butch Jones. Pocket starts to collapse. He knows, he's very aware of the down and distance and how to manage a football game. He's gotten better at that part of his game, and that's exactly what he was trying to do. Get it close enough on 4th down to make the decision for Butch Jones. Let's go for it here.
They are 7 of 9 on 4th down this season. And a timeout taken by South Carolina. 7:50.
Loading this formation to the right side with Ethan Wolf, the tight end. There's a slot receiver. Look for a play fake and maybe a quarterback roll to the right, a run pass option for Josh Dobbs. You see the trips down at the bottom. Maybe a play fake to Hurd and then come out the right side of this thing.
Straight give to Hurd. He's trying to find the edge. Man, he's got great speed.
Wow.
He weighs 240 pounds and he's running by guys. TJ Holloman brings him down after a 10-yard gain and an injured Tennessee offensive lineman.
How about the block on the edge? Watch Wolf here get a block, and that's all you need right there. It's not you don't need a knockout block, but just enough. The willingness to engage and stay there and allow Jalen Hurd to turn up the field. Boy, that's a couple of really good blocks by Wolf, the tight end.
Dylan Weissman, the junior out of Colerain High School in Cincinnati, the injured offensive lineman for Tennessee. He started at right guard 7 times this season. Started on the left side against Alabama. Another near win for the Volunteers.
He started 7 games at right guard in that one game, as you mentioned, against Alabama. And it's a who's who of guys up front for Tennessee. They've had a lot of different changes. I think 4 lineup changes up front, with the right tackle now being Chance Hall, the true freshman.
18-year-old Jack Jones is next in line at right guard. He and Hall were on the field together in both the Georgia game and against Alabama. How do you like that? 2 freshmen on the right side of your line against perhaps the best front 7 in college football.
You know, we talked about this right at the top. If you're ready, then Butch Jones will play you. 40 freshmen have played, 40 true freshmen have played in the last 2 years for this Tennessee squad. And they're still young, but they're improving. And if you show the willingness to compete, he uses that word a lot. Competing. If you compete for him, he's not afraid to put you in the ball game.
Good to see Weissman on his feet. So they'll be Young on the right side once again. They started the same combo first 5 games, 3 different starting combinations each of the last 3. Kyler Kurbis in the left guard has started the last 22 games.
Keep an eye on that right side with Jones and Hall and see if there's still this level of production.
They play fake that way, come back to Pearson. Flag on the play. Pearson picks up maybe 8. Isaiah Johnson with the tackle.
Yeah, they may get Josh Smith for a hold working downfield in front of Von Pearson. He's thrown right in his area.
Holding, offense number 25, 10-yard penalty, repeat first down.
It's a young man that came back this year after a medical redshirt in 2014, suffered a season-ending knee injury against Oklahoma. He's fought to get himself back and just starting to hit his stride again.
That was a game in Norman. In Knoxville this year when Oklahoma came to town, Tennessee was on the verge of a key home win. And that kick-started the drama with that fourth quarter and overtime loss against the Sooners. They had a 17-3 lead in the fourth, allowed 2 touchdowns in the final 8:20, 4 touchdowns in the final 8:20, and 2 overtimes, and Oklahoma escaped. Be a different feeling around this Tennessee team had they won that one. Dobbs trying to escape. Hit as he throws. It is batted away. Flag on the play. Chris Lamons made the play in the end zone. That South Carolina guy slipping again. I wonder if Lamons keeps his feet and he picks that thing off.
Yeah, may have been his second. The result would have been his second pick of the season. We're glad to have him back. He's fought some injuries.
Ineligible player downfield, 55 offense, 5-yard penalty, repeat first down.
That's a center, Coleman Thomas, who got moving downfield.
Yeah, Lamons is a guy that has fought some injuries and back in the lineup and in there for Al Harris, and he brings a level of experience. Just a sophomore, but he has played a lot of snaps at South Carolina.
It was Sky Moore who brought the pressure on Dobbs. We haven't called Moore's name very often today. He's been the most productive defender for South Carolina this year. Pressure evaded with the screen, but no blockers for Hurd, and he loses his footing. Isaiah Johnson there. It's a gain of 2.
Yeah, it felt like he was going to have a big game, not only in run support, but making plays on the back end as well. And there, the transfer from Kansas, graduated early from Kansas, then transferred to South Carolina this summer and worked his way into the starting lineup. Extremely consistent player who's been named one of the permanent captains on this team in a very short period of time.
Kamara motions out straight ahead to Hurd, and Hurd gets wrapped up by Dante Sawyer, sophomore from Suwanee, Georgia. Transfer from East Mississippi Community College.
Yeah, all of a sudden, South Carolina starting to play a little bit better defense. Not the big, gaping runs that they gave up early in this game. Shoring some things up on the back end as well.
This will be the 13th play of the drive. I got to wonder going forward, Andre, with so much rain in East Tennessee over the last couple of days, if the field conditions have led to both offenses being a little stagnant here, or at least Tennessee's offense as of late. Dobbs from the pocket, fires complete.
Nice tackle.
And that'll bring up 4th down after the gain of 7. TJ Gurley, former Cairo syrup maker, with the stop.
He is a good player, good open field tackler. They use him in their nickel package when they want to get an extra DB on the field.
Medley will line up for a 44-yard field goal attempt. Medley on the season, 10 of 18. Got the leg, and it's accurate. Tennessee up 17-0. Tragedy struck the Mississippi State football family on Friday night when freshman defensive lineman Keith Joseph Jr. and his father, former Bulldog linebacker Keith Joseph Sr., were both killed in a single-car accident while traveling to a high school game in Mississippi. Joseph Jr. is redshirting this year with Dan Mullen's squad. His father, Joseph Sr., played for Mississippi State from '89 to '92, 10th in school history with 14 sacks. Great crowd on hand here at Neyland Stadium. Vols back home after being on the road.
Always a great atmosphere when you come to a game here at Tennessee. Fans are so passionate. Love the orange.
Oh, it's just a great city.
Yep.
Bistro by the Tracks do all right by you last night?
Oh, yeah. Excellent meal.
Good
call, partner.
I felt like we classed it up a little bit. It's the first time we've been to a restaurant all year that didn't have a TV in it. Out of the back of the end zone. Tennessee's defense pitching a shutout here.
Yeah, and they've been able to do it with the front four, getting tremendous pressure. Vereen gets it started. They've got nice push in the middle by Owen Williams, who's pretty much taken over this game. And then, of course, Derek Barnett playing with some fire under him as well. This is the fourth down when Barnett crashes down inside. Oh, Williams he's holding the point of attack. When you don't have to blitz and you're getting that type of pressure and production up front from just the front four, it makes it a long game for the offense.
That's an incredible number. A third of their tackles behind the line of scrimmage. 8 of South Carolina's 17 rushing attempts have lost yardage. And for a South Carolina team, David Williams in the carry there, that really seemed to have turned it around last week against Texas A&M. They ran for 253 yards and 4 touchdowns against the Aggies last week. They had a season-high 445 yards of offense, and all that momentum seems to have been lost by the size and brute strength of the Tennessee defensive line. And they just got bigger, by the way. Khalil McKenzie, big number 1. He's stretching that single digit in it. The nose. He's a 380-pound freshman. Try to get outside with Lorenzo Nunez.
And McKenzie, you just talked about him, making a play from behind, running things down. Entered college this year as the #1 overall recruit in the country by a lot of publications. He was hurt early on, but boy, has he really started to play well for Butch Jones in this defense.
His dad, Reggie, former Volunteer, the general manager of the Oakland Raiders. Third down 4. To the slant and Cooper. Pharoh Cooper's got a first down, and he's spinning his way all the way to the power tee.
That's why earlier I was basically begging South Carolina to get the ball to this young man, even with inside position by Justin Martin. Didn't want to give up the slant. Pharoh Cooper sets him up perfectly at the line of scrimmage and still got inside.
Orth keeps it. Is able to manage. Now they're going to mark him down back at the line of scrimmage. Say his knee came down. Derek Barnett, sophomore from Nashville, in on the stop. A lot of guys missing from this Tennessee defense. As good as they've been today, dealing with injuries with loss of Shot Tuttle and Kurt Magid with a hip injury. Rashawn Golden out with a broken foot. He was their nickel back. He might be the biggest loss, talking to folks around the program. Here's Wilds. He cuts through, and Wilds has a first down. Gain of 12.
Boy, nice job by the offensive line. Mason Sandy along with Will Sport. Watch them work. They pull the left guard out in front. Nice kick out block by the center who's pulling Alan Knott as well. They block down, pull the guards around, and Brandon Wilds, I tell you, when he's healthy, he is a good one. And this is just about a must-have drive in some capacity in terms of getting points for South Carolina. They can really do themselves a lot of good here with a score before the half and then getting the ball out of halftime.
Orth looks to Cooper. and through the hands of DJ Neal.
Yeah, that's on the receiver, Tom. You got to sit out there. Zone coverage. Don't run inside to a collision. And Orth was thinking the same exact thing. It's zone coverage. Sit down right there. I'm going to try to sit you down. He keeps working his way inside until there was an overthrow.
And he tried to sit down, but his left foot came out. Another slip for South Carolina. And he should have still caught the ball. Hit his hands.
No doubt.
Orth on the draw. First down, and he hits the turf after picking it up.
Boy, this is a perfect call. The quarterback, watch the four-man front. Now all of a sudden, there it is, right there. And a blocker out in front, and Brandon Wiles to free up Perry Orth. You get a 4-1 front, it's begging you to run a quarterback draw with a mobile quarterback like Perry Orth.
66-yard run last week against A&M. Orth on the run, incomplete. That run that Orth had against A&M was the longest run by a South Carolina quarterback since Steve Satterfield rambled for 73 against Virginia in November of 1959.
Now, it's of the utmost importance for Mr. Perry Orth to take care of the football here. Just about automatic points in your back pocket. Take care of the ball.
Two timeouts remain for the Gamecocks. Play clock at 3. Wild slipped, trying to cut it back.
I tell you what, you talk about, you've hit on the footing a lot in this first half. And there you see it, because Wiles is a guy that can stretch it and then get vertical in a hurry, and unable to do so there because of the footing. Need something here to make it a more comfortable field goal attempt for Elliott Fry.
Grounds crew is out before the game with leaf blowers trying to blow some of the precipitation off the turf here at Shields Watkins Field. They're down 10, batted away. Pressure came, and then there was help as well. LaTroy Lewis is the one that knocked it down, but before that happened, Orth was in duress.
Well, this is a defensive unit. They communicate very well, trying to set up Alan Knott and confuse him, and they free up Vereen, the defensive end, who comes inside, right inside, and he affects the throw of Perry Orth, trying to fade away and make a throw, and then LaTroy Lewis is the defender that gets his hand on the ball.
43-yard attempt for Fry. He's already missed once today from 46. Leg is there. Got it. Elliott Fry bangs it through from 43 yards.
Get to, they go head to head.
Squib kick handled by Tennessee with 1:03 on the clock. South Carolina didn't take chances in this situation, playing on the road last week against Texas A&M. Would you expect Tennessee to try to get a couple of good ones off?
You must be reading my mind, as I was about to go there, and I'm anxious to see what Mike DeBoer does with a minute 3 with 3 timeouts. You know, I'm going to get points. There's my theory that you cannot score enough points in the first half of a football game. They aren't won. Yeah, they aren't won in the first half.
Dobbs 11 of 15. Pocket holds up for a moment. He lost the football. Covered up by UT. Chance Hall, the freshman from Roanoke, Virginia, fell on.
Well, you just got to have a feel for the one that passes you by or you make miss when you step up. He's going to circle back. Nice job by Chance Hall of falling on that football, but I like the aggressive nature by Tennessee here to try to go get some points.
Darius, a good name in Garnet and Black. There was Darius English who forced the fumble to Hurd now, and he slices his way to just 3.
You have to give yourself a chance. If you fall short on first down, and just be content going into halftime, but you have to start this drive with the intent of going to get points.
South Carolina stopped the clock with a timeout. 18 seconds left in the half.
Churning for LSU's rushing game tonight.
On 3rd and 7, Hurd gets ridden down by T.J. Holloman. Another timeout taken by South Carolina. Clock management, an issue that left you scratching your head last week in the first half.
Well, I think he learned from that part of the game last week when you have so few possessions. Coaches, when you're on the losing end of one, you're always looking back if we had the ball one more time. And it was a pick six and maybe the 1 minute left in the first half where they could have put a drive together to go get a field goal and really taken control of that game that they let go by. And at the end of a game, you're looking for that one more possession.
Yeah, touchdown difference. You saw Sean Elliott, right after you called the timeout, consulting with G.A. Mangus, his offensive coordinator, try to figure out, we're going to have enough time for you. And now 4th and 2.
There's the offensive coordinator, G.A. Mangus. We'll get him a nice return here by Cooper.
Cooper averaging 9 yards a return. They got 10 men on the line of scrimmage, and South Carolina jumped. Tennessee only needed 2 yards for the first down.
Give them a first down.
South Carolina, this is a long discussion for the officials. South Carolina guys on the line were pointing at the left side of the Tennessee line.
Of course they are.
Good point.
Offside. Defense number 6. Enter the neutral zone, causing the offense to react. 5-yard penalty results in a first down.
What did you do right here, Coach? Coach Hart?
I'll take a knee. You want to air it out?
You want up.
Oh, you got 17 seconds and 3 timeouts. You go straight over the top.
Just trying to get a field goal here.
Funny thing about Tennessee's offense is they don't have to put it in the air to get chunk yardage. They're so good running the football. Dobbs steps up, fires, incomplete. He had Von Pearson.
Just what you wanted, right up the seam. If he puts it on him, it's a foot race. Well, I like this. Push up into the pocket. There it is. You always have to think you're getting a football as a receiver. All young receivers, you're not out there running and quarterbacks are looking the other way. They're reading coverage and coming to you. Always expect the football.
4-man rush. Dobbs going to try to get out of bounds. He'll do so. Stop the clock with 3.
One more play here. Hail Mary, maybe?
Yeah, this season of college football, you expect the unexpected. Georgia Tech, Florida State, Duke and Miami, Michigan and Michigan State. It's almost like the extreme have become regular now. South Carolina with 2 safeties inside the 5. South Carolina has 5.
We'll run a quarterback draw right here.
Dobbs lets it fly. He's got the distance. It is intercepted. Isaiah Johnson was there. Well, they gave it a shot.
It's a good risk-reward play.
No harm, no foul. Gamecocks will get the second half kickoff. We'll hear from Butch Jones with Laura Rutledge on the Auto Owners halftime report. Our score, Tennessee with the lead. 17-3. Now to Dari Nowkhah in the studio. Nightfall in Knoxville, 17-3. Tennessee leads moments ago. Laura Rutledge caught up with Sean Elliott.
Thanks. Coach, Tennessee's offense with 177 yards in the first quarter, only 82 in the second. How was your defense able to adjust?
I tell you what, we put a little bit more pressure on them there in the second quarter. Players were making plays. We were eliminating the quick, easy throw and rallying to the football in the run game.
Speaking of pressure, how do you deal with the pressure that Tennessee is bringing defensively?
You know, I tell you what, I don't know if they're bringing as much pressure as you think. We made some bonehead decisions out there, and we haven't been in a very good place. We've got to go out and execute, and I think we'll be fine in the second half.
All right, thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
He doesn't mince words, does he? South Carolina with the real opportunity here, in all honesty. Tennessee has given up second half and fourth quarter leads. Gamecocks trail in this one, but it could have been so much worse. They're down 14-0 after 2 Tennessee possessions, and they get the ball to start the second half. The looming question, Andre, can they find some rhythm offensively?
Yeah, they're going to have to find it in the running game, where Brandon Wiles just averaging 2.7 yards a carry. They got to get him going. And then Perry Orth, 4 of 10 for just 51 yards. A little bit more consistency in the passing game to go along with running the football. And then you got to figure out a way to slow down that front four of Tennessee, who has basically taken over the second quarter of this ball game.
Sean Carson averages 25 yards a return. And he'll let it go over his head and out the back of the end zone. Tennessee's defense getting great production from 2 guys up front. On the outside, Barnett; on the interior, Owen Williams.
Yeah, you see what they were able to accomplish last year. Barnett with an outstanding 20.5 tackles for a loss. 2 tonight. Then Williams, big Owen Williams, the junior college transfer from Butler Community College, is really having his way inside.
Williams originally signed with Georgia Southern out of Westside High School in Macon. He's the top Mike Matulis right now. Wilds and Williams in the backfield. This is David Williams. And he got 1, maybe 1.5.
Well, they just make it tough to run between the tackles because you can't move Williams. Vickers in there as well. And Corey Vereen, a defensive end on the outside, has played a nice ball game along with those 2, and then Barnett on the other side. The front 4 have been the story of this game for Tennessee defensively.
Only 64 yards on the ground today for South Carolina. Looking for the screen. Cut down is David Williams. No gain. The offensive lineman even made it out there.
Yeah, Malik Foreman, their nickel back, just kind of reads it well. Just sits there, sniffs it out, stays in a nice position to come back outside and make the tackle on David Williams. Played in 13 games last year, and they switched his number from 22 to 13 to honor his teammate Devon Swafford, whose career ended because of injury, and both those guys played together in high school.
Out of Kingsport, Tennessee. Perry Orth, incomplete, trying to find Shamir Jeffrey.
Well, too many drops for this South Carolina offense. Jeffrey looking downfield, ready to run. The initial read was the tight end on a corner. Jeffrey sitting down outside about 6 yards in the smash route combination. Just got to catch the football.
Sean Kelly to kick it away to Cameron Sutton. Trying to get another roll.
And he does.
That's going to look like a beauty. Sutton found the sideline. All the way out to the 40. He rolled the dice. 56-yard punt, 22-yard return.
Oh, what a return where you think you have him pinned into the sideline. Excellent punt. Now you have to break down and make a play. You get about 3 South Carolina defenders out of position. Once he catches the football and turns it into a nice game. Or just totally switches field position with that punt return.
Hurd lost his footing, tried to turn around and ends up losing 4 yards. TJ Gurley with the stop.
Just the footing has been a story all night long. Heard several occasions he's lost his footing. We've also witnessed it with Joshua Dobbs.
On 2nd and 14. Dobbs got a little bit of room to rumble. And he gets taken out. Andre, let me ask you this. As a player, maybe even guy of Hurd's size, 240 pounds, you slip once. How does that affect your decision making the second time you think about cutting?
Well, you know, you got to coach. If you're coaching him, keep your feet under you as you try to make the cut. You can't get, you know, it's not a normal type of surface where you can have your legs a little bit from under you. And as well, go into halftime and make an equipment change. You go to maybe a little bit longer cleat.
That one tipped, wobbled, flag on the play. Ethan Wolf, the intended receiver, and South Carolina a fingertip away from a pick. Isaiah Johnson was there.
You know, as well as a play caller, I don't call stretch plays quite as much to where he's got to start outside and then get vertical.
Offense 77, penalties decline, 4th down.
I get plays where he's downhill and committed to a portion of the offensive line right away. So you can help him out just by the plays that are called.
Scary shot to the head first quarter for Pharoh Cooper.
Well, I am just happy to see that young man back on the field as quickly as he was. Didn't expect to see him the rest of the first half, but we got a surprise.
Two returners back for South Carolina. Wow. Carries into the checkerboard. 58-yard punt for the sophomore high-flying team. Rick Barnes at the game today in the press box at the half. Told me earlier this year, he said, you know, I was at Texas, we'd be in some late game situations, and I'd gather the team, and I'd have them at the bench, and I'd look down, and I'd say, Kevin, go win the game. And Kevin Durant would go win the game.
We'll be trying to find a Kevin Durant here at Tennessee. It's a nice security blanket to have, isn't it?
That guy requires a big blanket. Owen Williams, 300-pounder out of Macon, Georgia. He's been a wrecking ball today. Perry Orth trying to move the pocket, and he delivers a strike to Pharoh Cooper. Field conditions an issue all day. For more on that, here's Laura.
Well, this is what Tennessee calls their cleat cleaner unofficially, and it's pretty full of grass right now, but it's actually been emptied 4 times even just since the second half started. They continue to come off on the sideline and try to clean their cleats out with this thing, and I think it's pretty effective, but I do have grass all over my hands now.
You know, it doesn't look bad on TV. It's a beautiful looking field, but the grass is a little bit longer, and it really held the water. And slippage was an issue against Arkansas. It's been an issue throughout this game today, even though the last raindrop here in Knoxville probably fell about 1 p.m., maybe 2. That turf is getting chewed up.
Yeah, you just don't want to see any injuries because of the footing on the field.
Second down and 10 for Perry Orth and the Gamecocks. He throws it out to the edge, and Brandon Wilds. And Wilds gets tripped up past the 45, gain of 13. Yeah, Darryl McNeil.
That play designed, it gives the quarterback 3 options. You can hand it off inside, you can keep it on a run, or if you locate Wilds out there as Perry Orth did, go ahead and give it to him. That puts a tremendous amount of pressure on the defense.
On the run, off the hands of Pharoh Cooper. Maybe through the hands of Austin Smith for Tennessee. Neely had a play on it.
And finally starting to target Pharoh Cooper to get him involved in this game. A nice rollout to keep Orth protected, and that was almost a money throw. It got through there and it touched the hands of Pharoh Cooper.
On 2nd and 10, Orth. Pass midfield on the draw. And he picks up a first down.
Yeah, once again, Tom, 2 high safeties. You have 1 linebacker in the middle of the field. Just watch it right here, too. Actually, it's a 4-2 front. Still, the advantages to the offense. Now you got a nice running lane right in the middle of the formation. Nice block by Brandon Wiles to clean it up in there for Perry Orth.
This time he gives it to his running back, Corey Vereen, there to bring down Brandon Wiles.
It's a nice drive being put together here by South Carolina, keeping Tennessee finally off balance a little bit. A little nice mixture of run and pass. Couple of passes to Farrell Cooper. A pass out in the flat to Wiles. He turns into a first down. And a nice QB run with a quarterback draw to move the chains once again. Getting a bunch of different looks. You got the safety. And work back to the middle.
To the edge. And that's Hayden Hurst. 17th round pick of the Pittsburgh Pirates in 2012. He originally committed to Florida State to play baseball.
Had a big catch last week for 47 yards against Texas A&M. Put him in scoring position.
He's out of the Bowles School in Jacksonville. They've had a couple of good baseball, football guys. DJ Stewart and Chipper Jones, both first rounders in MLB. To the end zone and batted away by DJ Neal. Justin Martin had the coverage.
I like this new look to South Carolina's offense where they are attacking down the field. They finally stopped messing around inside with, they know they're maybe outmanned today inside with big Owen Williams and Kendall Vickers. They're trying to put some pressure on the edges of this Tennessee defense.
Room on the edge, as you said. And a gain of 9 on first down, Brandon Wiles.
Yeah, you get Wiles, who is 6'2", 220. They get a nice block by the center. And now you've got a big crease outside for Brandon Wiles to run through. Alan Knott, they'd love to pull him, and he's so athletic, he can do it.
On 3rd and short, 4-yard gain for Wiles.
He's had a couple of nice outings the last couple of weeks of the season. And of course, last week, 17 carries, 128 yards against Texas A&M. South Carolina's best drive to this point in the game.
Story for South Carolina, their red zone success and lack of it. They were great last week against A&M. Swing pass to the pylon and in. Touchdown, South Carolina. Jonathan Walton, formerly a linebacker, gets the carry.
Well, they run the play action with Brandon Wiles. Everybody goes down inside, and that leaves the extra back, Jonathan Walton, as you mentioned, formerly a linebacker, out in the flat, wide open. All of a sudden, we have a ball game.
Walton has 28 tackles on the season. That's his first touchdown. They're mixing it up a little bit, and in the red zone, number 28 finds the end zone for the first time. Getting interesting on Rocky Top. We got a touchdown game here in Knoxville thanks to some creative play calling for South Carolina.
Yeah, usually when defensive guys come in like Jonathan Walton, they're coming in to block, and he's going to make it look like a block right here. Instead, he passes it. Everybody's going to crash down inside, and he'll end up in the flat all by himself. And now it's just a turn and outrace the defense into the end zone. It's an inverted wishbone look that we've seen South Carolina run. It's the first time, though, in this ball game they've chosen to throw the football out of that formation.
G.A. Mangus, the play caller. Evan Berry stands in the end zone. He wants to bring this one out. Crowd can feel it. South Carolina felt it too, only out to the 16. Jarrell Adams with the tackle. Let's check in with the studio.
Yeah, Arkansas just refusing to go away.
Dobbs gets it to Kamara. South Carolina read it. Sky Moore, first one there. Ball came out eventually. T.J. Holloman had it. We've got multiple flags. It's a loss of 2. Kamara was whistled down, and the Tennessee offensive line is saying, and we got guys still playing well after the whistle in the white jerseys. Dylan Weissman, by the way, back on the field for Tennessee. The right guard left with an injury in the first half.
It's a heck of a play by Sky Moore to fight through a block.
Following the play, unsportsmanlike conduct, 71 of the offense. The down counts. Half the distance to the goal. Second out.
Dylan Weissman, the right guard, who actually left this game earlier with his shoulder injuries, back in there. Just want to keep an eye on things. Usually linemen come in late trying to clean up around the pile.
Well, I think that ball came out.
I think you're absolutely right.
That ball came out before
South Carolina recovery.
And they'll buzz the field.
This could change this game, could flip it upside down.
Is under review.
Now keep in mind the play was whistled dead at some point, but if there is a clear and immediate recovery by South Carolina, they'll gain possession.
I think it's T.J. Holloman who forces the fumble. Or excuse me, recovers the fumble. Let's take a look. Kamara has it. It's Sky Moore making the tackle. Ball is cool. Now it's out.
Yep.
Now it's out and the knee is not down.
Philip Dukes is the one that forced it.
And there's T.J. Holloman picking it up.
Well, now. And then South Carolina recovered it a second time. But it would be, I believe, dead where Holloman initially picked it up because the whistle had been blown. So there is your clear and immediate recovery.
Yeah.
It'd be South Carolina possession at that yard line.
I think this is going to be South Carolina's football. You see Kamara fighting for extra yards, and that ball is out.
Hey, you know what? If Weissman doesn't commit that penalty, Tennessee probably gets a snap off before this play is reviewed.
You don't even look at it. There it is.
Now, this is taking a little longer than normal. What may be happening is that they've got to figure out the yard line and the time left.
Right.
Clock may not be as much of an issue as much as field position is.
The second effort is when the ball comes out. It's clearly out.
Maybe at the 14-yard line.
Yeah, right around the 14, maybe 14, 13-yard line, somewhere right in there.
And the game clock should be 8:58. So that's seemingly the discussion here. Then the further discussion of South Carolina. The red zone woes from early in the season. They end up with the ball here inside the 15-yard line. They've proven to us, Andre, over the last game and a half that they've at least gotten creative enough in the red zone to have some success.
Yeah, I mean, the last couple of weeks they've been just about automatic in the red zone.
3 for 3 red zone touchdowns last week against Texas A&M.
Got there this week or this past drive and able to stick one in the end zone. Got creative again with Jonathan Walden catching a touchdown pass from Perry Orth. And I think South Carolina's going to be set up with some excellent field position to try to tie this game up.
After review, the ball carrier lost possession of the ball prior to being down. We had an immediate recovery by number 11 of South Carolina at the 14-yard line. It'll be South Carolina's ball. Following the play, unsportsmanlike conduct, 71 of Tennessee. That foul will be enforced half the distance to the goal. First down, South Carolina.
That was a previously announced penalty on Weissman, and the penalty half the distance will set him up at the 70.
Yeah, watch 71 come in right here late, and it's that late hit, an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty called on Dylan Weissman that basically setting up South Carolina at point-blank range.
So here we go. Brandon Wilds in the backfield.
Well, here's a quarterback draw right there.
Lob. Adams incomplete. Trying to find the tight end at 6'6". Covered by Jalen Reeves-Maybin.
A tremendous athlete. Darrell Adams, the tight end, at 6'6", 231. Exceptional receiver. They just want to throw him a lob shot. Here's where you work Cooper as well. Cooper's at the top of the screen. Right here. Excellent in bump and run coverage when defensive backs come up on him in this instance right here.
Same play, different receiver, and through the hands of DJ Neal. Coverage that time by Justin Martin.
Neal just hasn't seemed 100% to me since early in this game. This is a nice throw. That's a nice throw. It's about as well as you can throw it. When you put it in the receiver's hands, he's got to make a tough catch. That's not an easy catch. That's when you earn your stripes, when you catch one like that.
Officials take timeout. Want to get the ball set correctly, and the play clock, and now Sean Elliott screaming for a timeout. He'll get it. He's on the field. Now, finally, I don't think the officials can hear the whistles.
The first timeout of the half.
Well, this is an instance you've run two plays, and Cooper has not been targeted in either play. Your best weapon. He's not the biggest guy at 5'11", 207, but he will go up and fight for the ball. I've got more confidence throwing a fade route to him down on this end of the field than anybody else.
All right, so here's what happened at the end of the last play and why Sean Elliott needed to use a timeout. DJ Neal left the field. There was some confusion for South Carolina offensively. Neal was injured trying to get off the field. They did not use an injury timeout. Elliott finally called the timeout. Now, it might benefit South Carolina in the end because this is the possession.
Yeah. Well, you want to make sure you've got the correct play call here in that instance, and you don't want to leave an injured receiver on the field where you're shorthanded. So Neal had to come out. That's the smart thing to do. Just call the timeout, which Sean Elliott did.
So they've gone to the fade twice to a tight end and then to Neal.
Like an option route down here with Cooper, where maybe he starts in, breaks out, or starts out and comes in. But they're leaving the middle of the field, the back end right in here, wide open. No safety help back there.
Cooper, middle receiver left.
And you got Adams in the slot.
End zone. Off the hands. No flag. Incomplete. Darren Kirkland Jr. on Jarrell Adams.
Boy, in the middle of the field, begging you to throw there. And you got to go up and give me a little bit better effort than this. One hand on the ball, right there as he clears, and that's maybe a little bit of pass interference there. Grabbing a hold of the arm. No doubt about it.
They're going to leave the offense on the field. 4th down and goal for South Carolina. Play clock already at 8. Timeout. Sean Elliott, we'll talk about it one. And so here we are, 8:33 to go in the third quarter. South Carolina and interim head coach Sean Elliott, really nothing to lose at this point in the season, Andre. Yet they have an opportunity to take the points, kick the field goal. They decide to go for it. Here's why.
Yeah, Darian Kirkland, the linebacker that's got Jarrell Adams right here. Just keep an eye on him. He's going to grab with his left arm, grabbing the right arm of Adams right after he swims him. Now right there, just hanging on it. How do you miss that call? It's a big call at an important point in the game. Just right there, pulling him down. He can't even get his arm up to make the play, and the official is standing right there to see if the ball's going out of bounds rather than watching the defender interfere with the receiver, Jarrell Adams.
And so now, 4th and goal, they keep the offense on the field instead of going for the chip shot field goal.
Well, you get them spread out. Once again, a middle linebacker, one inside right there. You can block them up and get Perry Orth one-on-one. They're trying to spread them out to get it.
Quick hitter. Got it! Touchdown, Jarrell Adams!
They come right back to the same play, and instead of trying to get to the back of the end zone, Adams just quickly turns, gives the jersey number, the 8 and the 9, to Perry Orth, who is timely with the football for a big touchdown. Now watch the work here. Same scenario. You got inside Kirkland waiting on him. He didn't come all the way to him. The timing of the throw was just perfect.
This has been the closest series in the SEC over the last 15 years. The average score, 7.68 difference. This one's coming down to the wire. Orth with the quick trigger finds Adams from 7 yards out, and we're tied in Knoxville. 17 all. South Carolina and Tennessee, 8:29.
They can run between the tackles. A&M will give up yardage there, and the possessions will be limited for Texas A&M in which to score.
Barry swapping sides on this return, wants a chance at one. Neither returner will have an opportunity. Tennessee offense was very efficient and effective. First 2 possessions of the game, couple of touchdowns. What's happened since?
They've gone away from Jalen Hurd. You got to go back to him with the football. Come out of halftime, they end up in a punting situation. Then the turnover allowed South Carolina to come right back and get back in this ball game to tie it up. But I go back to my horse in Jalen Hurd. I'm going to saddle him right back up.
2 turnovers on 2 of the last 3 possessions. First half for Dobbs, 123 yards. To the air. Wow. What was that?
Well, I tell you what.
Josh Smith got turned around.
He's lucky. Dobbs is lucky this one isn't going the other way.
Tennessee going tempo.
Isaiah Johnson should have picked that off.
Here's Hurd now. And going tempo after an incomplete pass and then nothing on the ground. Tennessee might be giving this ball back real quick.
Yeah, and I think Sean Elliott at halftime, they went in and made some nice adjustments. John Hoke, the defensive coordinator, crowding the line of scrimmage. There's an extra defender in there in which to stop the run. And they've basically taken away the run by Tennessee.
Dobbs flush. Fires complete. Josh Smith holds on to that one. Tennessee with a first down and a gain of 15.
Well, you have to stay covered up and play to the whistle, because this is what Josh Dobbs can do to you. He can work the pocket. You see him start to run, but his eyes pop right back up, and he locates Josh Smith to pick up the first down.
Dobbs keeps this one.
Well, he's grown so much as a passer. Earlier in his career, that would have been a run all the way, but he starts to run, gets himself out of trouble, and then the eyes go right back down the field against zone coverage. That's how you defeat zone coverage. You beat man with your arm, and it's your eyes to move defenders and throw guys open.
One pick for Dobbs came on the Hail Mary at the end of the half. He's narrowly missed at least 2, if not 3 others. Now he wants to go deep. Great hands, Von Pearson. Gain of 18.
Yeah, it's the short roll left. And not a lot of guys can make this type of throw. You move the defense because of the short roll with a quarterback, and then the arm strength to come all the way back across the field to find Pearson.
Hurd trying to stretch. He's lowering his shoulder, picks up one.
Yeah, they go two high safeties. The weakness, even running the football, is going to be between the tackles. You have them outnumbered where you can just position block and find some running room for Hurd. You go outside, you've got leverage by the corner at the top. He's going to force everything back inside, and now you have defenders rallying here from inside out. It's right between the tackles when it's a double safety.
Dobbs to the slant, way in front of his receiver. Lamons has had multiple opportunities at interceptions today.
Donovan Johnson, the intended receiver, actually had to turn defensive back because Lamons was in a better position than the intended receiver Johnson. Just kind of reached in and slapped the ball away.
Over the middle, complete. Another third down conversion. This time it's Ethan Wolf. Carries Gamecocks with him to the 15.
Boy, he has had some type of football game. And an unselfish player waiting his time to make a play and a contribution in this game. He comes open from the left side of the screen, right into the soft spot of the zone. And here, I like the effort after the catch, trying to get a little bit more. Blocking when he doesn't have the ball, and then they give him an opportunity, he comes up big.
Hurd has it. Got popped by Sky Moore.
They're talking in there. Coleman Thompson talking to David Johnson. Sky Moore in there. A heck of a football player right there.
This is the 10th play of the drive. Tennessee trying to answer South Carolina's score. Hurd gets one. David Johnson, the sophomore from Lithonia, Georgia, with the stop.
What a heck of an offseason where he finished the spring as he won their most improved defensive lineman award after spring practice. Dropped from 275 to 240 since the spring to go move out to defensive end.
Ground game ineffective second half so far for Tennessee. To Alvin Kamara, he's got room. Touchdown, Tennessee!
They basically stunt themselves right out of this. Watch everybody twist inside, and it leaves Kamara outside against just T.J. Holloman, who's covered up with a blocker, and it's easy work from this Tennessee offense.
What an answer by Josh Dobbs in Tennessee. Primarily through the air on that drive. Tennessee up 24-17. Let's check in with Dari.
53 yards of offense, guys. Tie game.
Anybody playing defense?
No. Wow. Day for drama in the SEC. Moving day in the SEC. And Dobbs able to move the offense through the air on that go-ahead drive.
Yeah, nice job here with his eyes. His ability to move around in the pocket. You see the eyes down the field. This is when he finds his tight end, Ethan Wolf. Nice job, and then here the screen pass. Invite him to you, and it's an easy dump off to Kamara. I'll tell you what, nice drive there of mixing things up, and they ride the arm at the end of that drive of Josh Dobbs into the end zone.
Sean Carson back for South Carolina. Aaron Medley puts it in the air. Last year, an overtime thriller. Josh Dobbs burst on the scene for Denver against South Carolina as Tennessee erased a 21-point deficit with 5 minutes to go. Here at home, they're the favorite, and they've got to put up with this pesky South Carolina team. They had a chance, South Carolina did last possession, to take the points, take the chip shot field goal. Instead, they gambled and it paid off.
Came to win. Sean Elliott, that's what he's about, trying to put his team in a position to win this football game, and at that point in time felt like he needed the big points rather than the chip shot field goal.
Brandon Wilds gets free, and he's got a 15-yard gain on first down.
I really like him as a player. Have since his freshman year when he stepped in for Marcus Lattimore, who went out with a knee injury. He stepped in and played big for Steve Spurrier and this team the remainder of the year. He gets all 220 pounds, headed north and south. He's tough to bring down.
Straight ahead, pickup of 4 that time. Derek Barnett the stop. Tennessee, it seemed in the first half, was making every single tackle behind the line of scrimmage, even when South Carolina was running the football. This time, South Carolina able to get big plays and even medium plays where there was nothing in the first half.
Well, they started to work the perimeter of the defense, and now you got Tennessee thinking outside. They're able to go inside with Brandon Wilds a little bit more.
On 2nd and 6, it's complete to the edge. Nice move. Farrell Cooper picks up the first down, gain of 11. Last year in this game, Cooper set a school record, 11 catches, 233 yards.
Work the body a little bit and then throw some headshots. The headshots being plays on the outside and the perimeter of the defense. Just soften them up a little bit inside to keep them in there.
Now Wilds, wrapped up by Barnett.
There's a couple of opportunities, Tom, where he's handed off to Wilds, and we know that Orth can run the football. And I think even in that instance there, pull it and keep it, and you're out on the edge putting a tremendous amount of pressure on Tennessee's defense.
Run heavy today. Flea flicker. Orth goes to the second receiver. Metric Belton for the first down. They wanted Cooper deep, and Orth with the wise decision. 17.
And it's because he was running out of time. You can feel when the clock is up. They wanted to go deep to Cooper on a post route. Then all of a sudden you got the middle crosser right there. Nice job of feeling the pressure, knowing when the time is running out, get rid of the football.
Wilds just burst through the line. Finally brought down by Jalen Reeves-Maybin. 11-yard run.
Fought so many injuries. Just refreshing to see him finally healthy. Fought broken ribs. He's fought an ankle earlier in his career. Nice to see him healthy.
Here he is again. Inside the 10. Wasn't down. He was on bodies finally to the turf. Wilds had a big game in this game last year. 8 carries, 143 yards, and it was his 70-yard touchdown that gave South Carolina its largest lead with under 5 minutes to go.
Look for John Jancek to dial up some pressure here. He wants to force a quick throw and a quick decision by Perry Orth. They've run the ball. The play action is now set up. There's that inverted wishbone once again.
And it's David Williams to the 5. It's going to set up 3rd and about 3.
Walton back in the game again in that look. Expect Jarrell Adams, who caught the last touchdown pass, to be an option in this set as well.
Adams just entering the game.
And if you're just trying to pick up the first down here, quarterback run based on the formation is not a bad call either.
Cooper's got it. Touchdown, South Carolina.
That's just good work and an excellent block by David Williams to clean up the throwing lane for Perry Orth. Watch the block of 33. Right there. That clears up the throwing lane for Perry Orth to just drop it right out there to Pharoh Cooper.
Elliott Fry with the extra point. 9 plays, 75 yards, most of those on the ground with Brandon Wilds, and then Pharoh Cooper with his 5th touchdown of the season. Perry Orth, the former stock boy from Publix grocery store, has a chance for a miraculous South Carolina win.
You get the touchdown pass here to Walton, and all of a sudden Tennessee fumbles, gives a recovery here by South Carolina, gives them a chance to tie up the ball game. He finds Jarrell Adams, and then this one right here, Tennessee goes down and scores, and then all of a sudden Perry Orth right back to Pharoh Cooper to tie this baby up at 24 once again. It's going to be some finish.
He's like a fine wine, better with age. Most points in a quarter by South Carolina this season, 21 here in the 3rd quarter. Now Dobbs in Tennessee answered the last time.
I think it was Tennessee was thinking run on that last touchdown pass. A lot of congestion inside, and I'll tell you what, G.A. Mangus is on his game tonight.
Evan Berry can be a game changer. Tied with Willie Galt for 3 kickoff return touchdowns this season. He took one 100 against Kentucky. Kick it away from him, and a touchback. Time now for tonight's Aflac trivia question. Among current Power 5 schools, which was the last school to promote its interim head coach to full-time? We've got 5 interim head coaches in the Power 5 this season.
I know this one because I called the game in which was his first as an interim head coach. He was involved in that one.
Sean Elliott would love nothing more to be handed the keys on a full-time basis. Dobbs goes play action. Gets dropped. Pocket collapsed, and Marquavius Lewis with the sack. First of the day for South Carolina.
Yeah, his 3rd on the season, and he just a power rush, just a bull rush, and he felt the quarterback push up into the pocket right back to him. And then there disengages from Kyler Kerberson to force the sack on Josh Dobbs. Boy, this South Carolina defense has come to play here in the 2nd half.
7-yard loss. Quick to the outside. Pearson trying to make a move, stumbled at the outset. Pearson, the junior college transfer out of Feather River Community College. Best receiver the junior college ranks 2 years ago, and he's having a big game today. 6 catches, 86 yards, and a touchdown. We hit the 4th quarter. South Carolina 24, Tennessee 24. The closest series in the SEC over the last decade and a half is living up to the billing. We come down to the wire here on Rocky Top, tied. 4th quarter from Knoxville. The stadium surprisingly calm, 24 all. Crossing routes galore. Dobbs finds Pearson, who's having a career night. Dropped by Sky Moore. Let's check in with Lori.
South Carolina's DJ Neal has gone to UT Medical Center to get an x-ray on his hip, and they told me the only reason why he's gone to the hospital for this is because there's not an x-ray machine here, guys.
This was the play we believe he got hurt, if not earlier. This was the fade route that they tried to go to him before the Jarrell Adams score. He may not have been 100% even before that play.
Yeah, I don't think he was. He looked like he was limping earlier in this game. That may have just really aggravated an already hurt hip for DJ Neal.
Pharoh Cooper with the fair catch. Check in with tonight's Aflac trivia question. Who was the last school to promote its interim head coach to full-time? You know it?
I do. Dabo Swinney at Clemson.
Took over for Tommy Bowden. Tommy was 3-3. Dabo finished 4-3. Lost to Nebraska in the Gator Bowl. It's kind of a rare occurrence, not just that side of it, but we got 5 this year, and Clint Bowen, Ed Orgeron, Jim Chaney. It just doesn't happen as often as you might think at this level, just to even have an interim head coach.
Well, there have been some in previous years, certainly, and when Dabo got his opportunity, he was ready and stepped in, and all of a sudden created a spark in that program that he's still coaching them up today in the #1 ranking of the Clemson Tigers.
And Clemson's got a 10-point lead on Florida State. They just scored with 3 minutes to go on that one. Flags down.
We'll break the huddle with 12.
Illegal substitution. Offense number 22. 12 men in the formation. 5-yard penalty. Still second down.
Well, Tom, really the story in this game has been yards per play. In the first half, South Carolina only averaged 3.5 yards. In the third quarter, they averaged 6 yards per play. And then the second, then you look at it, yards per play for Tennessee, they were pounding away, yards per rush, 5.7 yards per carry. In the third quarter, it was just 0.3. So that's the story. It's been a big turnaround in favor of South Carolina on both sides.
Each of the last 2 games under Sean Elliott, they've made fantastic second half adjustments.
Yes.
Play clock at 2. Option look. Or late pitch. Flag down. It would be a gain of 6 if it stands.
Holding. Offense number 71. 10-yard penalty. Defeat second down.
Brandon Shell working against Derek Barnett. Actually, it's Vereen that comes over to the other side. Just hooked him. Not sure they even needed him, because Vereen's the guy that, once you hold that block, you get the quarterback outside of him. He was already gone by Shell when the holding occurred.
So it backs them up again after consecutive penalties. They need to make it to the Fountain City Duck Pond for a first down.
This is where you have to take care of the football and not try to do too much to get it all back.
Screen blown up. Ladero McNeil there.
Yeah, he has been a welcomed addition to this secondary. Started the last 5 games after returning from a neck injury, and just has a knack for being around the ball.
Late sub in the secondary for Tennessee.
Yeah, here's where you end this drive with a kick. So you hand it off to Wiles, punt, and play field position.
Orth on the draw. It's taken down on the sideline after a gain of 5. I totally agree with you. The issue that South Carolina is facing is Tennessee, both in kickoffs and punts, has 2 of the most dangerous return men in college football.
And this is where you're coaching up your special teams, and I'd kick this baby away from Cameron Sutton. No way does he get a return out of this.
Sutton, 3rd best in the country. Beautiful kick. Sutton can only fair catch it, and he does so at the 30. 50-yard punt from Sean Kelly. Tied at 20.
Now, there hasn't been this kind of feel in Knoxville in a long, long time. Oklahoma upsets what looked like a sure win for Tennessee.
This is a really good football team that has had some misfortunes at the end of games.
If you want to have a chance, you better show up today and you better compete.
Tennessee comes up and knocks off the Bulldogs.
I believe in Tennessee, but does Tennessee believe in themselves?
And so The drama continues against Oklahoma, Florida, and Arkansas. 3 key losses in which they held leads of 13 points or more through the first 5 weeks of the season. The rest of college football was 157-5 with a 13-point lead late. Tennessee was only 2-3.
He told us that it wouldn't be easy against this South Carolina team. He felt yesterday when we visited with Butch Jones that this would be a tough, hard-fought football game, and boy, has he been right. Felt like his team is going to earn it today.
Only 80 yards in the second half for Tennessee. Here's Jalen Hurd. David Johnson brings him down, a 5-yard gain.
He had a nice third and start into this fourth quarter. David Johnson tracking things down from the backside, holding the point of attack when needed. This entire South Carolina defense has really stepped up.
Dobbs can't get around the corner. It's taken down by Sky Moore.
I thought they were going to get Sky Moore for a horse collar, but he let go.
It was close to it, wasn't it?
It was very close.
David Johnson is the injured Gamecock. SEC Network has a volleyball tripleheader. A big part of this game today. Al Harris Jr. left the game early. Now David Johnson helped off. South Carolina also lost DJ Neal.
The way he's been playing, they really need him back in this ball game.
They can go to Boozy Whitlow or Gerald Dixon up front.
Yeah, Whitlow's been primarily a pass rusher in obvious passing situations, a true freshman.
And remember, Andre, they're without Cedric Cooper.
Yeah.
Reserve defensive end didn't travel, did not come on the trip. Coach's decision. 3rd and 7. South Carolina, a couple big third down stops lately. Four-man rush. Dobbs, man open. First down.
That's where you start to see the growth of Joshua Dobbs when they need him, and it's clutch. He can sit in the pocket, read the defense, and deliver to move the chains. Big play in this ball game, and he's able to find Jonathan Johnson to pick up the first down.
Dobbs on 3rd down has been magnificent tonight. Pump and go. Deep ball. Man open. Through the hands of Josh Malone.
That one's dropped in there right on the money. And Malone, the sophomore, has been playing lights out. Had that big game against Kentucky that I referenced earlier. He just took his eyes off of it a little bit too early. He was automatic last week. 4 catches, 103 yards, and a touchdown. And boy, that one should have been another score.
Dobbs flushed. Throws that one incomplete. Sky Moore was tracking him down.
Nice show of sportsmanship there. Josh Dobbs tapping Sky Moore on the helmet. He recognizes a good football player. Both have tremendous respect for one another.
Dobbs on 3rd down, 8 of 9 for 112 and a touchdown.
Just about automatic.
Dante Sawyer was slow to get up. We got an injury timeout. He'll be helped off the field by the South Carolina athletic training staff.
Sawyer, another one of those junior college transfers. East Mississippi Community College. First year's starter. Good quickness inside for a guy his size at 291.
Butch Jones took the advantage of the injury situation to get his team together.
Showing some pressure.
They only bring 4. Dobbs finds his man. This time it's Pearson. Coverage by Gurley, gain of 30.
Yeah, they show the pressure and then back out, but they got too close, and Pearson's able to just run by the disguised defense of South Carolina.
Career night for Pearson, 8 catches, 121 yards. Tennessee's success has come strictly through the air here in the second half.
Well, you see him crowd up to the line, and before they can get back, now Tennessee receivers are running by the coverage. You should show the look, and then before the snap, you want to get out of there where you can get back into zone coverage and keep the receivers in front of you. They just ran. Pearson's able to run right past the coverage.
It's been a long journey for the 24-year-old junior college transfer. Remote junior college, Feather River. You fly into Reno, you drive a couple hours on mountain passes. Raise the coach's heart rate when they travel to go recruit the kid. Dobbs on play action. Cuts back. Cuts again! Josh Dobbs gets taken down inside the 10. Ad-libs his way to a gain of 5.
Well, I asked him to describe his game. Who's he model it after? He was quick to say Russell Wilson, but a taller version of Russell Wilson. I thought more like Cam Newton because of the power quarterback runs in which they're not afraid to run him on between the tackles. And he can move the pile, but he shows you the agility like that of a guy like a smaller Russell Wilson.
Dobbs looks to Hurd, a little bit in front of him. Fourth and 6 now. Here comes the kicking team.
Well, that's a small win for South Carolina after that drive by Tennessee to just hold for a field goal attempt here. That's big. Bend but don't break. That's John Hoke's defense in that series.
Aaron Medley, 11 of 19 on the season. This is a 27-yard attempt to give Tennessee the lead. Got it. Tennessee finds 3. They should have had 7. Dobbs has been plagued by wide receiver drops all day. This one would have been 6.
50-yarder to win it at the horn here.
Brett Bielema told us a couple of weeks ago all he wanted for Brandon Allen was to find success.
He's found it, and he wanted him to go out a winner as the quarterback of that program. And I'll tell you what, he has played a heck of a ball game today.
Sean Carson gets turned around and gets popped at the 15. Let's check in with Laura.
Tennessee defensive coordinator John Jancic has been fired up on the sidelines in the fourth quarter. He just went down the benches and called all of his defenders by name, telling them we have to finish in the fourth quarter. This is what we've worked on. He also told them keep bringing the pressure up front.
John Jancic, motivational speaker. They got the chat from Deion Grant before the Georgia game. High school state champion, national champion, Super Bowl champion. He called everybody out and challenged them that worked in the Georgia game. Tennessee came from behind. Well, Jancic's talk pay off here. Carolina down a field goal. Great coverage. Orth tried to fit it in and left it short. Cooper, the intended receiver.
You know, one you got to have. Great player. This point in the ball game, got to have a great play from Pharoh Cooper. Perry Orth hung with it. Just waited it out where only Cooper was going to make the catch and unable to come up with it.
10 targets, 4 catches. He took a shot to the head in the first quarter. Passed the concussion protocol and returned. Orth complete on the out route, finding Brandon Wilds.
Yeah, nice little option route where they get him out of the backfield and locked on a linebacker, and he's able to outrace the coverage and pick up or get it to a manageable situation here on third down.
Big difference between the quarterback production on third down tonight. As a team, South Carolina just 5 of 13 on third. Wilds needs 2. No, sir. Owen Williams having a monster game for Tennessee. Where did this guy come from?
I'll tell you what, you see him fighting off blocks, gets double teamed, and still able to swim the second defender. You see him right there. He swims Alan Knott, the center, and makes his way to Brandon Wiles. The strength of that defense right in the middle, and Williams has led the way tonight.
On 4th and 2, they're going to kick it away. Wow! Kelly got into another one. But a chance for a return from the 20 at Sutton. And he takes it all the way back to midfield.
Just outkicked the coverage and allowed for a nice return by Sutton.
Now let's take a look at a tough and tender moment brought to you by Ballpark Flame Grilled Jerky. Tennessee legend, Ball for Life, Eric Berry back in town. 14 career picks, 4 touchdowns. One of the most beloved volunteers in recent history. Jim Thorpe Award winner in 2009. Oh yeah, he also beat cancer. 3-time Pro Bowler with the Chiefs. Little brothers on this team. Ball tipped. Nobody was there.
I'll tell you what, John Hoke not waiting defensively, not sitting in one look as he did last week against Texas A&M, mixing it when he gives you a too high look, bouncing a safety down inside the box, just trying to keep Joshua Dobbs off balance.
Dobbs keeps it. He's got nowhere to go. Tennessee's been put in a tough situation by South Carolina's defense. Tennessee in the second half has been stymied in the ground game. Only 136 rushing yards in the second half, which means now since Dobbs, only 8 in the second half after 136 in the first. Now their only success through the air, and you're playing with a lead.
Yeah, and they just really hadn't tried to force the issue with Jalen Hurd. They had such success in the first half with him.
Incomplete to Hurd. There you go. Clock stops, so kick it away.
How about that? Nice defensive stop here for Sean Elliott and his group. Going to force a punt. Still very much in this football game with plenty of time. Cooper sometimes looks like he's going to barely take another step until the ball's in his hands.
South Carolina lining up for the block. Remember, they jumped off sides. Same scenario first half. This ball will cross the plane. Touchback. True to form, a tight one between Tennessee and South Carolina. 5 of the last 10 games in this series have been decided by a field goal or less. Tom Hart, Andre Ware. We saw last week what happened to South Carolina late in the game. Some bad decisions, some mistakes, and a couple of turnovers late. Now Perry Orth has an opportunity really to raise up to be a hero here.
Yeah, if you're growing as a quarterback, you learn, you grow from last week's effort, and then you take care of the football. Here's an opportunity to throw a 4th touchdown pass in this game and almost seal the deal the way his defense has been playing. So the deal here coming out of this huddle along the sideline is take care of the football, but we need to move it and put ourselves in a position to score.
6:53 to go now. Last possession, they ended up with a 4th and 2, and they kicked it away. Their defense did a job. Same scenario here. At what point do they get to 4-down territory on the clock?
Well, I think it's the way the defense is playing. They only have 1 timeout. So if you start moving it and it gets down inside of maybe 3 minutes, I think that's when you start to think 4-down territory going forward, to keep the ball away from Tennessee and to basically keep your drive going, because you can't stop it. Well, you can only stop it once.
Orth pressured, and he throws it to the sideline. Perry Orth when he showed up to campus in spring of 2012 was a 6th-string walk-on. South Carolina has run through quarterbacks so far this season. Connor Mitch made 2 starts, sprained right shoulder in the loss to Kentucky, then a hip pointer same game. Lorenzo Nunez got injured against Missouri. Orth had a couple of starts but was ineffective. They've started 3 different quarterbacks, and the carousel has stopped on Perry Orth.
You think a quarterback run here just to pick up something on 2nd down where you can manage it on 3rd down.
Orth, pocket collapses, he'll take off. Perry Orth scrambles and dives. He'll be a 1.5 yards short of the 1st down. Darren Kirkland escorted him out of bounds.
Yeah, it wasn't designed, but it's still effective. Where the clock runs out, you feel the pressure, and there's green grass in front of you. Get as much as you can and protect yourself. And now a very manageable situation here on 3rd down for Perry Orth.
They had 3rd and 2 on the last possession and couldn't get it.
They're messing around with personnel. The time clock's down about 10 seconds already. Same situation as the last drive. 3rd and 2.
Timeout, Tennessee.
They bailed him out.
Tennessee, their first time out of the half.
There's 1 second on the play clock. Owen Williams has been a disruptor on the defensive line for Tennessee. So on 3rd and 2, how can you draw something up to avoid him?
Well, I think you go outside of him. I would put pressure on the edges, leave the middle alone. They already proved to you that you're not coming in there the last possession when it was 3rd and 2. So this is maybe a fake inside and this inverted wishbone, and then put some pressure on the outside edges. Out here.
They go straight ahead.
He might have it.
Darren Kirkland with the stop.
And indeed they do.
Right into the strength of the Tennessee D.
That inverted look, you get a cross block inside, looking for somebody to block. Kevin Crosby, one of those reserve tight ends, H-back type, he gets a piece. Wiles may still be running.
Orth wide open, little behind Williams, but he's got a 1st down, 16 yards on the gain.
What a heck of a catch by Williams. The play fake allows Williams to get out right here. Play fake holds the safety inside. Excuse me, Jalen Reeves-Maybin, the linebacker, and allows Williams to get outside and up the field.
Another slip. No gain on the 1st down carry by David Williams. Owen Williams credited with the stop. You can see David trying to clean those spikes out by stomping his feet a little bit. We approach the 5-minute mark in the 4th quarter.
Big fella there has played one heck of a ball game.
Complete, but nowhere to go for Shamir Jeffrey. Gain of 4. Ball came loose. Tennessee's got it, but he was whistled down.
The whistle had blown. Forward progress stopped. See here, sprinting out, getting away from the pressure inside, and they find Shamir Jeffrey, and it's Sutton that actually pulls it out of there. The official was right there on the spot. You can see him right there at the top, blew his whistle, came in, spotted it, and then the ball comes out.
And you nailed it. It was forward progress at the whistle.
Previous ruling of the runner down is under review.
You know, the difference between this play and the earlier fumble by Tennessee was that the ball came out, the player had not been stopped. His forward progress had not been stopped. That time, Shamir Jeffrey was going backwards. That's the definition of forward progress.
That whistle was blown. You can see the official coming in from a different look. He was already coming in to mark it once the ball came out.
Sean Elliott's message to the crew on the field, hey, forward progress isn't reviewable. And you can take a look at a lot of things, but not forward progress being stopped.
Yeah.
And once again, the ruling on the field is that he was down just past the 50.
You can see the official right there before Sutton's going in. I think this is going to remain South Carolina's football.
After review, the runner's forward progress was stopped prior to the ball being stripped out. Therefore, the ruling is confirmed. Third down.
Confirmed is the big word there.
Official on the left, whistle being blown, hand up. Third and 6. Tennessee brings 4. Flag on the play. Orth. They whistled it dead. He found Jarrell Adams.
Prior to the snap, false start, 74 offense, 5-yard penalty, still third down.
Honestly, I thought both tackles moved.
That was a problem for Mason Zandy last week against Texas A&M. I joked with Sean Elliott about it in our conference call. He can't hide. At 6'9", you know when he flinches.
Over the middle to Cooper, incomplete. Malik Foreman and company on coverage.
Nice job changing up the front where you force Orth to make a decision. They bring some pressure, and then here it's just thrown behind Pharoh Cooper where Malik Foreman makes a nice play. He's almost in a better position to make a play on the football than Pharoh Cooper.
Cooper's banged up.
Well, he's just toughed it out because I didn't think he would return in the first half after the targeting shot.
Sutton fields it inside the 10. South Carolina has 1 timeout remaining, 3:06 to go, down by 3.
Out of the shotgun, they got a hand on the tailback coming near side. Kamara to the 5, to the end zone. Touchdown, Tennessee. Dobbs, fake a handoff, back to throw, fires right down the middle. The pass caught at the 10 to the 5. Checkerboards. Touchdown, Tennessee. Dobbs back to throw. Screen pass. Kamara caught at the 10 to the 5. He's going to go in for a Tennessee touchdown.
The incomparable Bob Kessling on the Ball Network, made possible by the best engineer in radio, Tim Berry. And now Josh Dobbs trying to kill this clock and hold on to this lead. Goes to Jalen Hurd. Surrounded and drop drama all over. Let's check in with Dari.
Double overtime right now.
Oh, Bielema. He and Hugh Freeze are good friends.
Oh, boy.
This one might stress the relationship a little bit.
We had them when they went 4 overtimes against Auburn.
On 2nd and 7. Hurd. It's surrounded again. That's going to set up 3rd and about 4. South Carolina 1 timeout remaining. Tennessee can convert this first down. That might be the game. Arkansas hit the 2-point conversion. They escape Oxford with a 53-52 win. Remember what Bielema told us? He said, I got a feeling. I'm seeing the things around my team, same kind of turnaround we had last year.
Tell you what, they're playing well coming down the stretch. Arkansas Razorbacks.
He saw those indicators. I don't know that we necessarily believe him.
I believe him now.
Yes, sir. 3rd and 4. Dobbs. Short.
And he just short of the marker.
Timeout, South Carolina.
And I think you got to punt the football here if you're Butch Jones. You can't afford to have something bad happen where you don't pick it up, and now it's basically a tie ball game.
Let's check in with Dari back in the studio.
West.
We haven't even gotten to Alabama and LSU yet.
Wild, Wild West, baby.
What's Sean Elliott talking about here? He's out of timeouts, 1:23 to go. Tennessee should bring on the punt team in a moment. South Carolina has lined up for a couple of blocks. They haven't had success. They got close once, and they jumped off sides once. They also have a dynamic returner in Pharoh Cooper. Which would you go with here?
Well, I'd certainly set up the return to try to spring him. As you can, a big return and a few plays, maybe a first down, and you're in field goal range to take this game into overtime.
They only have 10 on the field. South Carolina ran a guy off late. Cooper, one less blocker. First guy got to him, ball came loose, and it kicks out of bounds. 1:14 remaining, we got a flag. South Carolina tried to read Tennessee's personnel to answer with their own. When they did that, they ran off one more man than they needed to. 45-yard punt, -2 on the return. Wait on the flag.
I don't know what this could possibly be.
May have been a batted ball. Jalen Reeves-Maben was the gunner on the punt team. He was the first man there and made this whole play possible.
During the return, the receiver fumbled the ball. It was then batted forward by number 11. Illegal batting on the receiving team, number 11. It's a 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. First down.
Rarely see that called in the field of play. You'll see it called in the end zone, but rarely in the field. Cooper.
Oh, yeah, clear.
Tough way to lose 10 yards. .114 remaining.
I think he'll take that bat and the penalty over Tennessee recovering the football. So it's a heads-up play, actually.
Fourth, 17, 33, 170 yards and 3 touchdowns. Going deep on the first play, and a first down for South Carolina. Belton's got another big grab. That one goes for 16.
Yeah, corner route, and it's big because he's able to get out of bounds, and the clock's going to stop. Not just until the chains move because of the first down, but because he got out of bounds. So you can huddle up if you're South Carolina. They choose to go right to the line of scrimmage, though.
No timeouts remaining. Looking for a screen, incomplete.
Yeah, they get a free rusher right in the face of Perry Orth. At that point, when Jalen Reeves-Maben comes free, it's get it out of my hands into an area where you don't get called for grounding, but you don't leave it in the air long enough for it to be intercepted. Just needs a field goal.
Over the middle, complete, first down catch. Hayden Hurst, the former pitcher, the walk-on. They'll reset the chains after that gain of 17.
Yeah, if you don't have a play call here, just spike the ball.
The kicker, Elliott Fry, has hit a handful from 50-plus this year, as long as 52. Wheel route. Oh, he had Wilds, and Wilds would have been free.
Not only free, but if the angle by the defender if he'd have chewed that up, Wilds could have just simply stepped out of bounds. Watch him here. It's the pressure of coming right to the line of scrimmage. Caught Tennessee out of position. There's a defender there, Cam Sutton, but you're not going to stop Brandon Wiles at that point from getting out of bounds.
Elliott Fry had a game winner against Georgia from 51 last year. Former walk-on. Three-man rush. Now they bring it over the middle, incomplete, no flag. South Carolina receiver went to the turf. And now 3rd and 10.
Well, this is when you rely on your playmakers. How big was that incompletion to Brandon Wiles? Would have given him a first down and stopped the clock. Another first down would have been a pretty much field goal range from Elliott Fry. For about half of it here on 3rd down. Showing some pressure right in the middle.
Complete to Jarrell Adams. First down. More coming. Lost the football. Tennessee's got it.
Well, you could see it coming with all the extra effort, 2nd and 3rd effort by Adams to try to free up and get in the end zone. You just have to take care of the football. Right here, I will not discourage the effort whatsoever, but you've got to realize things are shutting down around me. Put both hands on the football. Right here.
Knocked away by Malik Foreman. Recovered by Jalen Reeves-Maybin. Flag on the play after the play.
Could be on Allen Knott. Late hit.
Following the play, unsportsmanlike conduct, number 34 of Tennessee. Half the distance to the goal. First down.
And now you just take a knee, Tom.
I believe that a ticket to Tennessee football is the best value in sports right now, because you're going to see a game go into the 4th quarter.
You get all 4 quarters, all 60 minutes of it.
South Carolina heavy underdogs each of the last 2 weeks, Andre, and their energy and effort under Sean Elliott, something that needs to be admired.
No doubt about it. I mean, they have played some inspired football the last 2 weeks. Actually, the last 3 weeks or so, with him as a head coach. Took the bye week to get some young players, some reps that he would insert into the ball game. And I'll tell you what a heck of an effort tonight.
Our Quicken Loans player of the game, Owen Williams, came out of nowhere for a monster game. 5 solo tackles, 3 tackles behind the line of scrimmage.
Big fella did some work tonight.
Another close game for Tennessee, another close one in the series. 6 of the last 11 decided by a field goal or less. Tennessee over South Carolina 27-24. Coming up next, more college football. Auburn and Texas A&M. Brett and Jesse standing by. Let's take you to Kyle Field.